Hi, everybody. I hope you all had a great holiday weekend. This week, we're going to focus on trends and momentum when using the scan tool. If you haven't checked out my other videos, definitely check those out. We're going to be building on some of the skills that we focused on the last couple of weeks. But before we get started, I want to quickly go over what is momentum. Essentially, it's a great way to find trend in that it's essentially the speed of the price increase. So you're looking for stocks that are accelerating, right? You want stocks that are strongly accelerating because that's a good indicator that they're going to keep moving up. Once they start to slow down, they may peak and then they may go on a downtrend. And so this particular scan is going to help find the turnarounds, whether they're positive turnarounds or negative turnarounds. So either way, that's going to help with seeing where the momentum is in these stocks. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So just like every stock, you're going to start off with the first line being the type is a stock. And for these, we want to find stocks that, for this particular scan, we're going to look for stocks that are cold, so to speak, or undervalued. We're going to be looking at the MACD for this. So we want to see that the MACD for the signal and for the MACD line, we want to see that both of them for today are below zero. That's our starting point. So today's MACD signal is going to be less than zero. All right, you're going to see the caution signs. It's because I don't have any of the parameters, but we're going to go ahead and fix that after. And then we're going to see today's MACD line. We also want that to be under 0.0. All right, let's go ahead and update that. It looks kind of funky. Let me just switch that over real quick and we're good. All right, and then now for this part, this is looking at do we want to look for an upward or downward trend? So in this case, because we're looking under 0, we want to find stocks that are moving upward. We want to find those buy signals. So to do that, it's going to be similar to an old video that I did where we were looking for the MACD line to cross the MACD signal. So one of my early videos that I showed that. So there we go, MACD line crossing the MACD signal. All right, we're gonna fix that. All right, and so this last part is how we know that the momentum is moving towards an uptrend. This is going to take a really long time if I were to sit down and write it all, so I'm just going to copy and paste it, and then I'll explain it. So let me just go ahead, and you'll see why I'm copying and pasting it. All right, so here you can see that you're going to compare today's MACD histogram to the previous day, and you're going to compare the previous day's MACD histogram to the day before that. So that's why you see here, today's MACD histogram should be greater than yesterday's, and then the second line should be yesterday's MACD line should be greater than 2 days ago, and you should see 2 days ago is greater than 3 days ago, and 3 days ago is greater than 4 days ago. So you can do that trend out as much as you want, but we're going to do it for 1, 2, 3, 4 days out. And we'll go ahead and run that scan, and you'll see that there should be about 100 or so results, 250 results, or a little over 250. So we're going to filter this out so we're not looking at pennies. All right. And then let's look at IDXX. And so here, if you look at the MACD histogram, you can see that it's been moving on an uptrend for a while. Each of those blue lines is getting smaller and smaller until it goes above 0. Similarly, if you look at the black line, which is the MACD line, you can see that it's crossing above the red line, which is the MACD signal line. That's indicating that the stock is moving in an upward trend or is getting ready to break out. So that's a good indicator that this stock is building momentum for a price increase, right? And if we look here, we can see that it dipped a little bit, but for by and large, it hasn't really moved up to the last peak, the last time it peaked. So it looks like it's moving upward. So this is one example. Let's look at one more. So we'll take a look at, oops. Let's go ahead and run that scan one more time. All right, let's see. Let's look at this one, ALV. So if we look at the MACD, same thing. You can see that it's in an upward trend. You see that the MACD line has crossed the signal. This one's actually crossed the center line, which is another indicator that the stock is building upward momentum. Another thing that you might want to combine in another scan is looking at volume increase. We did that in a recent video. So the volume's increasing. That's another sign that there's a lot of trading activity and there's a lot of interest in this stock, which can also drive the stock price up and the momentum higher. But we can see here that it has already begun to uptrend. So we can see it was at 88 when it started. It's at 95 and it's still moving up. So this might be another stock to consider. So hope this video was helpful. It's adding on. We're talking about MACD and now we're talking about momentum by adding the histogram and looking at trends. So let me know what y'all think. Take care.